All right, let's get right into the nuances of LOD, that is level of detail calculations. So far, we have looked at fixed calculations. Till this point, you should be able to create a calculated field and write the syntax of a fixed calculation, which is in the curly braces, as you can see, and write your fixed syntax and then choose the measure that you are going to be aggregating. With that in mind, let's go forward and understand the nuances of include and exclude, and how, if you do not pay attention to how you're using them, you might get wrong results. And furthermore, you might give the wrong recommendations or the wrong analysis. Let's take a quick look in how all of this works. So first things first, let me just explain how I've set up this view so that you can follow along. And I would highly encourage you, as you're watching this video, if you are able to build it on your own, uh, side by side, and then look at the results yourself. So first things, I've taken the category field onto my rows shelf here on the top, as you can see. And then I've created three calculated fields. Which are those three calculated fields? The first one is fixed sales by category. We have done that in the previous modules as well. But now I've created two more, which is include and exclude, as you can see here on the left bottom of my screen. I'm going to quickly go into how I built those calculations, but at this point, I assume that you should be able to build them. But if not, let's take a quick look on how I built it. Simple, the curly braces remain. Instead of the keyword fixed, we now have the keyword include. The rest all remains the same. And just as a best practice, I have named my calculated field also as include underscore sales by category. The same way I've done for exclude. So if I show you exclude, the keyword there used is exclude. And as the Tableau messaging is telling me, the calculation is valid. So I am all good. So these are the three measures that I have calculated fields that I have created. All that I'm doing is bringing all of them into my measure values so that we can see the exact numbers that are coming out. At this point, you should have been able to get your category and all these different measures into place. We've not done anything special. Also, an additional thing, if you notice, what I've done here is I've brought the sales measure. Now, uh, just a quick question for all of you as you are watching this video is, which sales is this? I'm pretty sure you must have guessed that this is the sales measure that we have already been using, and is the same sales that was already present in our database. So we have not modified any of that. Now, with this almost 4-minute intro into how we have set this up, let's take a look at the numbers real close. First, as I have my category that is furniture, office supplies, and technology, here's the sales that is the database field. And you can see we have all these three split numbers. Now, with fixed sales as category, because we set the fixed level of detail to category, which is the field that we have brought in our view, these numbers you can say are matching, right? That is because we have set it to category. Again, the fixed field, if I can show you one more time so that it's fixed in your memory, that the field was category. This is the same as what is there on our rows shelf, which is part of our view. So now, with that in mind, you can see that these two fields are actually matching. Now, the third one, which is include sales by category. That means we have asked the calculated field to only include category. Even then, the numbers are matching. Can you see that? 742, 742,000, 742,000, 742,000. The same applies to all these numbers. I'm pretty sure you noticed this right away when we started and had this view for your viewing. You must have noticed that all of these are the same. Now take a look at what happens to exclude, right? Do you see that these numbers are a little different? You may also observe that all these numbers are the same. All that you asked Tableau to do in this particular calculation was to exclude the category. So when the view came at a category level of detail, it excluded that, and it's agnostic to the category field, and itself is just giving you the total. Now, when I say total, I want to be very specific and let you know what that total is. That total is nothing but the sum of these three. If you calculate 742,000, 719,047, and 836, 154, you will arrive at that number, which is nothing but 2,000,000, 297,201. I'd love for you to make a quick fact check whether I'm saying or what I'm saying is right. You can do a quick calculations on your calculator or just a mental math to ensure that what I am saying is actually correct. And you'll find that these numbers are actually adding up. Now, that is the difference of, include and exclude. It has ensured that it remains at that particular level of detail that you have specified. I hope this is clear. With this, we are going to go a level deeper. What do I mean by that? Is as we are at the category level, I'm also going to bring back that region field. Remember, in the previous videos, we had done the fixed calculations of sales by region. That's right here. I still have that field here. A quick recap on it so that you know what we had did. It was fixed on the basis of region. All right. But in this video, we are just doing it on the basis of category. So here you see fixed sales by category, include sales by category, exclude sales by category. Now, if I bring back the region field, let's see how the table changes. So I'm just going to bring region onto my rows shelf there at the top. And then let's see what happens. Now you see that the numbers have actually changed. So what has changed? When you say fixed sales by category, those remain the same. So if you see for furniture, if you add all these numbers up, it will add to 742,000. But the sales one, because it was not fixed to a particular level, when the level of detail of the view changed, it went from the category level of detail and you added another level of detail in a way to region, then it changed. But when you asked Tableau with the help of your calculated field and then the LOD calculation with those braces, where you said fix it to the sales, it has done that. You can see 742,000 is consistent. The same is true of office supplies. If you add these numbers up, you will get the same numbers. Now, take a look at what's happened with include. If you look at the whole includes table, right over here, you can see that these numbers are exactly matching those of sales, right? Although you said include at the category level, so in the previous example where we didn't have region, it did have all of the the level of detail aggregation to category. So it gave you the right answer and it was matching all across the board. But now it's matching with the sales one because you have introduced another level of detail, and you are only asked it to include category. So region kind of throws itself off. But look at what was there by fixed. When you use fixed, it no matter what else came into the view, it remained the same. It basically held onto its own and not in any specific conditions. So that was the difference between the fixed and the include. Now let's also take a look at exclude. You will be surprised to see how the numbers have now changed. These are not the same numbers. As you can see, there's some weird number that has come through, which is 501,000. Now, what number is that? Because you asked specifically to exclude the category, it has not paid attention to the category at all. And instead, it is giving you the sum of the sales for if you look at the 501,000 number, that is for central region. And if you look at again for office supplies, it is again giving you that 500,000 501,240. You see here again for technology, it's still giving you the central. So essentially, if you see, I'm just going to highlight quickly this block of 4 is being repeated again and again for whether it is furniture, which is a part of a category, or whether it's office supplies. Again, it's giving you the same. And then for technology, it is still giving you those same numbers. So 501, 678, 391, 725, the same numbers are repeated here again. So what it's done is it's ignored the category, it's excluded it and only given you on the region. So the level of detail is again dictating how these things are changing. I hope this video has been helpful for you to really understand the nuances between a fixed calculation, an include calculation, and an exclude calculations. These are important. The reason why we went through this longish video to kind of really understand the numbers by itself in each of these rows is if you use the wrong calculated field in your denominator and then your view changes, your percentage calculations might differ. If you wanted always to have the furniture um, category and then you wanted to look at the percentages of each contribution, then in the denominator you wanted to have something as fixed no matter what. So if the view changed, then your numbers or your denominators would have changed. This is especially useful when you're doing percent of total calculations. Nuance, but still you have to make sure that your numbers are correct. I hope this is helpful and I look forward to hearing more from you about some of the nuances that you have observed in this data set. Thank you so much.